Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to Mad Horse Barbecue. My name is Brian, and in today's video, we're going to be doing up some Duroc pork belly burnt ends. That's right, haven't done burnt ends in quite a while. They're just, something I don't need to do a lot, because I've done them before, and I think they're a great finger food, but they're just so packed full of flavor that, I can't sit there and eat one after another. But I got some ideas of what to do with leftovers at least. Street tacos come to mind, maybe cube them up a little smaller, and then, fry them up with some taco seasoning. So I think I'll probably, for a leftover, I'll probably do some street tacos. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I'm going to go over the process on how I get, the full belly into the actual little bite-sized, burnt ends. Got to be super simple. More or less, I'm going to follow the same technique as I would like cooking a rack of ribs. I'm going to smoke it till I get the color I want. I'm going to wrap it up till I get it pretty much right where I want that tenderness, and then I'm going to put it in with that wrapping. I'm gonna put in some, some ingredients with it, probably some barbecue sauce, probably some sugar, maybe some butter. But and then, after that's all said and done, I'm gonna give it a coat of barbecue sauce, and they should be real nice. So I'm gonna go over everything in this video. Prepping the meat, getting the grill going, putting the meat on the grill, cooking the meat. I'm gonna go over every single step. I've been doing my videos lately like that. And you guys or girls will have to let me know if you actually like it, if it's helpful, if it's not helpful. My videos do tend to run a little bit longer when it's like that, but I think they're pretty helpful. For a guy like me, back me up 5 years ago, they would have been really helpful, because these aren't exactly 100% how-to videos, but my goal is to make these videos so somebody who's never done it before could sit down, buy the meat, buy the same grill I'm going to cook it on, and cook this. So that's the goal. So if you guys and girls like that, you have to let me know in the comments. But the grill we're going to be cooking on today is the 22-inch Weber Smokey Mountain. Got her sitting right there. But anyways, what we're going to do first, we're going to go inside and get the pork belly burnt ends prepped up. So let me take you inside, and we'll get to prepping some meat. All right, we got the 2 pork bellies out, but you can kind of see it right on that tag. It is certified Duroc. We got 2 slabs of pork belly here. They're not that big. They're both about, what do we got, 3.5 pounds, 3.8 pounds. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take these out of the package, and we're going to cut these into about 1.5 inch cubes. So let's go ahead and do that first. Alright, now since they're all cubed up, we're going to go on with 2 different rubs. First rub we're going to use is the Tailgater BBQ Party rub. We're probably going with a light coat of this. And then now we're going to follow it up with the Blues Hog Sweet and Savory. And these should give it a real good flavor. So let's go ahead and get all these things rubbed down. The easiest way to do this for me to not make a mess is just kind of get a tray and just work with one piece at a time. And I kind of just like coating it all at once and getting it done with. Just like that. Again, we're going to hit it with the tailgaters first. Just like that. Alright, and again, I didn't show it before, but there is a like a fat cap on these things. If you look at the pork belly burnt end, or the pork belly, this is bacon. So this is all, this is a fat cap right here. And with everything, for me, I pretty much always cook fat cap down, and there's no difference here. We're going to cook fat cap down. So again, I'm going to show you one more time. First off, what I'm going to do is just take the bite and put it in my hand. Take the tailgaters. No binder. Just give it a light coat. Once that's all coated up, come back with the sweet and savory. You don't have to use these rubs, but I've used these rubs before on racks of ribs, and the flavor combination you get from these 2 are just something you got to try. They're just outstanding, really good. So let's speed this up, and yeah, see you outside when I'm starting to grill up. All right, we are down at the 22-inch Weber Smokey Mountain. Just gonna go over the startup process. You can see the charcoal we're gonna burn today is the Royal Oak 100% all natural lump charcoal. I typically don't really ever buy Royal Oak lump, but it's like $8.50 for a 16-pound bag, so, I figured I'd give it a shot, because it's 100% natural lump, made in America, and to be honest with you, unless lump is like mesquite, I really can't notice the difference between brands all that much. Maybe just a little bit, with some of the, I don't even know what you want to call it, like higher quality lump, I can tell a difference there. But we're going to give this a shot, see how it goes. So like I said, I'm going to go over starting this up. If you remember in my 18-inch 22 or my 18-inch Weber Smokey Mountain rib video, I started up the chimney right in there just because I use briquettes and briquettes take longer. This is lump, so let me show you how I got it set up and how we're going to start it. First thing I'm going to do is open up the lid, and I got that lid hinge. Remember, if you do buy that lid hinge, I'll put it in the description. It's from Unknown Barbecue. I think you just got to make sure that the hinge part, is right above one of your legs, because if it's right here in the middle and you go to open it, you could tip your whole damn thing over. So again, lid's open. What I'm going to do first is just take the grate out for now. I'm also going to take the water pan out. This is just an empty water pan. We're going to be cooking it with an empty water pan. I usually always use the Weber Smokey Mountain this way, but we're not going to put any water in it. It's just going to act as a heat deflector for the most part. Now that I got the water pan out, I'm going to go ahead and just pull the front door off because it's easier access to the coal. This is the Cajun Bandit front door. Again, I'll leave links there too. I apologize for the lighting, but you can see I got 2 tumbleweed starters in there. If you can't see it, there's one there, one there. I'm going to start this lump with 2 tumbleweeds. If I were going to run this low and slow, I'd only use 1 because tumbleweeds, I think, burn pretty damn hot, pretty damn quick, and lump just starts quicker than briquettes do. But since I'm going to be running this cook at about 275 to 300, I'm not really concerned about it getting out of control because it's not going to get up to 300 in 10 minutes. I just don't think that's going to happen. So go ahead and light these up. I'm going to go ahead and set a timer for 10 minutes, leave the lid open, and one last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open up all 3 of the lids, all the way, all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and let this thing burn, just like this, door off, nothing in the chamber, just let it burn for 10 minutes, and then I will come back and set this thing up for the cook, so we'll pick back up then. Alright, we are back. Been burning for about 10 minutes. You can see we got a nice hot coal bed, so we're going to go ahead and close this thing down and get it ready for the cook. Obviously, the first thing we're going to put back in would be the water pan. And again, we're not putting any water in it. I'm just going to sit here as a heat deflector. And we'll go on with our grate. And then I did put the door back on, just because it was a little windy and it was kind of blowing up my tumbleweeds. See that right now. So then all that's left to do is shut the lid. Open this vent up all the way, and then the main part of this cook is or the main goal for this cook obviously is, well, to make the food turn out edible, but I'm not going to close this at all. So when this thing gets about 275 to 3, probably like right around 275, I'm going to probably close all the bottom vents about halfway. And we are going to be monitoring temps today with my ThermalWorks Smoke X4. I got the temp probe right there. I'm just going to stick it right in the grommet hole. And it's just going to sit right there, and that's going to be my temp. So as long as it reads 300-ish on there, I'm going to be fine with this cook. To be honest with you, 275 to 315, 320. Maybe 320 is a little high. We'll just say I'm going to try to keep it in between 275 and 310 this whole cook. Yeah, you can kind of see. If you watch this thing, it's going up pretty dang quick already. That's just one of the benefits when you're cooking hot and fast. I'm not really concerned about starting the fire too big, unless I were to just pour like 2 or 3 chimneys full of coal in here. But when I'm cooking hot and fast, I know that if I light up 2 tumbleweeds and a thing of lump, like, it's gonna take a while to heat this cooker up, and especially with the heat deflector in there too, it'll take a while. So 2 tumbleweeds should work good. So I'm gonna get this thing dialed in, and we will pick back up when we're throwing the pork belly burnt ends on. So we'll see you then. Alright, we are back. Temps are right around 295. Once they hit about 285, I closed all the vents to about, all 3 of them were open to about a third. So let's go ahead and throw the pork belly burnt ends on. That seems like a good spot for them. Go ahead and close this thing down. And one last thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and take 2 chunks of hickory and throw them right on top of the coals, just for a little sweet flavor. Then I'll go ahead and close this thing down. And I'm going to let this thing cook probably for about, probably let them go for about half hour, 45 minutes, and I'll probably give them a check, see if I need to rotate them or not. So we'll see in about a half hour, 45 minutes. Alright, we're back. We're about 45 minutes in. I just want to go ahead and take a peek at these. We're running right around the 275 to 280 range. This is off by about 40 degrees compared to where that is. I'm sure it's probably accurate for the lid, but it's not accurate from where I have that in there, and I don't think you can calibrate them, so I don't. it's neither here or there. It doesn't matter to me. Thermal work, Smoke X4 reads about 275 to 280 this whole time. So let's go ahead and take a peek at these. Looking pretty dang good. I'm starting to get some pretty nice color on them. Yeah, not much else to say. That bark's still a little soft on there yet. You know, these have only been on for 45 minutes. What I think I'm going to go ahead and do is close this thing down and let these go for about another hour. And then we will check back in then. So we'll see you then. All right, we are back. Hour and 45 minutes into the cook. Go ahead and take a quick peek at the Duroc pork belly burnt ends. Looking pretty juicy. Looking pretty nice. They're starting to get some really nice color to it. I don't know if my camera's gonna focus in on any of that, but looking pretty dang good. Like I said, hour and 45 minutes. We're running in between 275 and 300. Let's just go ahead and take an internal temp just to see what we're at. These aren't done, but I'm gonna guess they're probably like 180-ish, 190. Yeah, 191. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just close this down because I don't like leaving the lid open for a long time. Just because when you open the lid up, the fire can get out of control. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull all these off, put them in a pan with some goodies. So let me get these off and put in a pan, and we'll bring you inside, and I'll show you how we're gonna wrap these up. All right, first things first. Let's get all the pork belly burnt ends moved over to the pan. Alright, now that they're all moved over to the pan, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of butter. We're using the Kerrygold pure Irish butter. Probably just use about half of what's left here. Maybe a little less than half. And this is all personal preference. I've done these before, so I know I don't need a whole lot of butter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some the Blues Hog Tennessee Red. And if you've watched my rib videos in the past, you know this is like my favorite kind of wrapping liquid. So we're going to do the same with these pork belly burnt ends as we do with my ribs. So let's just go ahead and give it some 10 red. That's going to be good there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some syrup in there. We got this syrup from Herbal maple syrup, or it's called Herbal maple syrup. Actually, I work on those 300-foot tall windmills, and back when I first started in wind, probably 13 years-ish so ago, I met Noah. You know, he started a little bit after I did, but he's still doing the same thing, and he does maple syrup on the side. So we're going to give this a shot, so let's go ahead and put some syrup in. And then I was going to use brown sugar, but we don't have brown sugar. What we do have is this sugar in the raw, so we're going to use this as well. And the sugar in the raw is turbinado cane sugar, so that's what we're using. And that's going to be good there. And the last step to do, cover this up with foil. And this is going to go right back on to the Weber Smokey Mountain. So I'm going to guess this will probably go on there covered, hopefully not for much more than like an hour or so. Cooking at 300, I can get racks of ribs done in 3 hours, so I was hoping to kind of do the same for here. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this back on the Weber Smokey Mountain, and we'll check back in about an hour. All right, we're back. Hour and 45. Wait a minute. Don't listen to my math. We're 2 hours and 45 minutes into the cook. We have been in the foil now for an hour, so let's go ahead and take a peek at this. See what we got. I kind of think I'm starting to run out of coal too, because I got all the vents open and I'm having a hard time keeping it at 300. So let's go ahead and take a peek, see what we got. Oh yeah, looking pretty good. Just go ahead and probe these, because these, again, you don't go off internal temp, but if you did, I would bet they'd probably be at like 210 is when you'd want these done. But you go off a probe tender on these, so let's just go ahead and probe it. See what we got. Kinda, not really. These still, yeah, that one's really rough. So these things still got probably about another hour to go, I'd bet. That one feels like it might be done. Some of these are done, some of them aren't. So what I'm going to do, or some of them are close to done, I should say. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these out for 1 sec. Pull this out. I'm actually going to take the water pan out just to try to get some direct heat. Hopefully I don't burn myself here. Yeah, we're about out of coal. So hold on a sec. I don't know. Quite a bit left in there. I'm going to try to get it piled up all in the center. Go ahead and throw this back in. I'm going to put this right here. Go ahead and close this thing down. And let this go for about 30 minutes or so right over the coals. So keeping the temps right about 275 to 300. Like I said, if I pulled these off now, yeah, they'd be edible, but they're not, you know, they're not how I want. I mean, probe tenderness is what you need. I mean, you need it to be tender for these things to be really like out of the, you know, like out of the park good. So check back in about 30 minutes. All right, we are back 3.5 hours in. Go ahead and take a peek at the pork belly burnt ends yet again and see if we're done. Hope was here is that putting it over the coals would get a little boil action. Oh yeah. Looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and just probe some of these and see what we got. But I'm gonna guess by the way they look, the way they feel, these things are gonna be done. Oh yeah, like butter. We got like 206. Again, like butter, 207. 207. Yeah, these are done. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to toss all these in this sauce real quick. Just like that. And I'm going to take these off. And then I'm going to transfer them all onto that pan right there and put them back on and put a little sauce on it. So when I throw them back on and sauce them up, I'll pick back up for the final step. So stay tuned and we'll see you then. All right, we're back. Got them all put onto that little disposable mesh thing. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just each one of these a little squirt of the Blues Hog Champion blend. And this is, again, you don't have to do this. I just think that the Blues Hog Champs blend really tastes good on pretty much everything. So I'm not going to spread these. It's not meant to be pretty. This sauce is a little preheated. So it's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing down and let these go for about another 5 minutes. And we will pick back up when we're trying them out. So we'll see you then. We're back. These are done. Let's just real quick go over what we did. This was a total cook time of about 3 hours and 35 minutes. Kept the WSM at about 275 to 300 the whole time. Kind of started to creep up at the end when I took the water pan out. But hour and 45 minutes right on the grill. Hour and 45 minutes in a pan. Let me try this math thing again. My last video I failed miserably, but hour 45 would be 3.5 hours. And then transferred them over to this piece of, it's just like a disposable grate. And then put just a coat of Blues Hog Champion blend right on them. Let them go on right over the coals for another 5 minutes. So 3 hours, 35 minutes. That's the final product. Let's go ahead and try one of these and see how we did. All right, let's just go ahead and take one here. Hopefully let them cool off long enough. But there the burnt end is. Looking, I don't know if you can focus in on that, looking pretty dang good. It's really hot, but you know, if I, you know, squeeze it with my hands, you know, it's just gonna pretty much just break apart. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh, hot. You know, that's pretty dang good. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of pork belly burnt ends. I'd just rather make it into bacon, but making pork belly burnt ends is kind of neat. So, you know, you can really taste all them rubs in there, very good. The sauces are good. You know, the stuff I put in the wrap, that, you know, that the Herbal maple syrup in those pork belly burnt ends, you, believe it or not, you can actually taste just a little bit of it, and it's, you know, very, very good. You know, I did just open up that syrup today, gave it a little finger test, and, you know, pretty good syrup. So, now besides that, I got nothing else. You know, it's a super easy cook, hot and fast, done in 3.5 hours. If you don't want to do it that quick, you know, do them low and slow, but I've just been on a hot and fast kick lately. So now, besides that, I don't think I got anything else. Royal Oak, you know, the Royal Oak charcoal, you know, it's pretty good. You know, I can say it's, maybe I can notice a little bit of a difference. You know, maybe I don't like it quite as much as like B&B or, you know, Blues Hog or Rockwood, but it's still, you know, it's pretty good for $9 for a 16-pound bag. It's hard to complain about that. So now besides that, I got nothing else. I hope this video helped you guys and girls out. And if you like it, you know, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, because I'm a guy who likes to smoke meat, buy grills, and drink Busch Light. So now besides that, I'm going to sign off. You guys and girls have a good day, and we will see you next time.